Hey, good morning guys. Hope you're enjoying Thursday so far. A little bit chilly today, but welcome back. Hopefully I got some people that joined me the last couple of weeks. And we have some new people. My name is Rob, and I'm going to take you through some drills to help you improve your running form just a little bit, and just a few things to work on. So these are drills that you can do a couple times a week, I would say, at the most. Pre-run, pre-workout, any day. I would say definitely lean towards doing these pre-run or pre-hard exercise though. Good morning, Megan. So today we're going to go through a couple more drills. We're going to start with some ones that we have done the last couple weeks, and then throw in a couple of new additions. I'd love to know though, if you've been with me the last 2 weeks, if you feel like you're getting better with the drills, if they're getting a little bit easier, if there's anything you want to work on. Just let me know in the comments, and we'll. Good morning, Jenny, and we'll get going. They should definitely help your mile time, Jenny. And good morning, Amari. All right, so we're gonna warm up though, like we have done the last couple of weeks. Amy does a great warm up on Wednesday, so if you feel like you want to warm up a little bit more before 8 o'clock and do something just a little bit more substantial, you can definitely repeat some of that, or any of the warm ups this week, in fact. But we're going to start with pulling our knee into our chest. Hold it for a couple of seconds, and then step into the next one. Remember, this is a great opportunity to practice some of the things we're going to do in the drill session. One of those, I know I sound like a record on repeat, is going to be the Dorsiflex foot, which is this position here. So walk back to where you started. So that Dorsiflex foot, just to give you a little bit more of an example of what it's doing. So if you stand on one leg, lift your leg up, and then just let your toe drop to the ground. And if you touch your calf, it's going to be really loose. And the muscle's just going to kind of be there and not do anything. And if you pull your toe up though, and then touch your calf, you can feel the muscles tense. And that means the muscle has been loaded. So it's essentially now prepared for ground contact. And that's what we're trying to get with the Dorsiflex foot. Just getting you ready for the next step. So the second warm-up drill is the same one. So pull your knee up, grab your ankle, and then pull it back behind you. Hold it for a second, up, and back behind. And you can get a couple of these in across the space that you're in, however big it is. I'm getting 2 on each leg here. It's not a huge space. Turn around and come back the other way. And then we have one more. So we're going to stand nice and tall. You'll pull your leg up and inward. So your ankle is around waist height in line with your opposite hip. And you're going to pull it up gently, and you should be feeling this in your hip especially. But we're going to do it walking. So get back to where you were. Pull it gently, and then step into the next one. And the same thing all the way back, and then on the second set here, just try and pull it just a tiny bit further, just to get a little bit more stretch. And I have to say, it does not feel that pleasant. Is everyone feeling a little bit better? I do at least, so I'm pretty happy about that. So we're going to start today with the A-skip, which we've been doing pretty much the start of every workout I've done so far. We're going to do a very brief go over again with the A march, but we're going to try and go straight into the skip this time. So leg up, and then stamp the foot into the floor. And this is the march. So you're just going to hold it for a second and then really drive that foot into the floor right underneath you, and it's going to drag back. So one time through the A march, and then we're going straight into the skip. Does everyone feel pretty comfortable with the A skip, or the A march at least, before we get into it? And if you feel like you just want to get the rhythm a little bit more, just stick with the A skip and just really focus on driving that foot into the ground. Remember to use your arms as well, because they're going to really help you propel yourself forward. So the A skip we're going to do a couple of times. And you can start out nice and slow. And you want to get a good number of reps in your small space. So try not to take big steps, just try to take the little step and move forward slowly. But with that said, the leg action, remember, we want it to be as quick as possible. And hopefully, when you're doing this, when you push that foot down into the ground, it's almost propelling your other leg straight up into the air. Let me know how that goes for you guys. Especially if you can feel that the force going into the ground and propelling you forward immediately on the next step. So as soon as that one foot hits the ground, it's driving your hip straight up into the ground. Straight up into the air, sorry. So the good news for you today, Mari, is we're going to do a little bit more B-skip progression. So we'll definitely give you a little bit more practice with that one today. But it is certainly a little bit more unnatural. Remember, these drills are an exaggerated part of the running stride. You're never realistically going to be going through this full range of motion when you're out for an easy run or even running a half marathon. This is essentially practicing for the position you would want to be in when you're sprinting full out like an Olympic sprinter. That's not to say that because you're never going to do that, it's not important, because you're getting the body used to moving a little bit more efficiently and a little bit quicker. And that's going to have a knock-on effect to you when you're running your half marathon, 10K, whatever it is. So we're going to do that A skip one more time. And like I just said, we're going to move into the B skip. So a really quick refresher on that one. I'll give you guys just a couple more seconds to get done with that final A skip. Take a little bit of a breather, and then we'll get going. So the B skip is working on another part of the stride. Good. It's meant. I'm glad you say it's a challenge. It's meant to be a challenge, and the drills are definitely something that just can add a little new dimension to your weekly workouts. So the B skip, your leg's going up and then it's kicking out, and then it comes back underneath you. It's essentially the last part of your stride. So when you're running, you drive up. You drive up, and then as you're moving forward, the leg is going to come forward, or your foot's going to come forward as you move, and then it will come back underneath you. So we're just practicing getting that leg up through the running motion and back under you as quick as possible. So up, out, and then remember, drive it up underneath you. And this one, if you're struggling with the rhythm, definitely just stick with the march and gradually move into doing it a little bit quicker. So up. And you hopefully feel this a little bit in your hamstring, because it's your hamstring that's dragging that foot back around. Which you've probably heard people say that runners have weak hamstrings, which can be true. And this is one of those things that's just going to help you practice and engage using your hamstring. So straight into the B skip. And again, if you're struggling with the rhythm on this, don't worry so much about the foot strike for now. Just focus on the motion that your leg's making. Once you kind of get that down, then you can move on to really forcing that foot down underneath you. So twice more on that one. Turn around and then straight back into the last time. Got me a little bit out of breath on that one. So again, with this, the best thing is just to slow it down, get the motion, and then move into the next one, trying to go a little bit quicker, and then a little bit quicker again, until you get to a nice fast cadence. So last week we did Scissor Drill, which was the very short steps. So stand there, straight leg, just back and forward with all your feet. And then we'll move forward really slowly. So you want the absolute maximum number of steps for the space you're in. And if you want to count them and let me know how many you get in, I would love to know. So just move forward as slow as possible, but a good solid strong foot action where it hits the ground. Same as we've been talking about the whole time here. And you can start in place, and then once you feel comfortable moving, then just start moving forward really slowly. And the quicker the foot motion here is going to be ideally what you're looking for as you progress. So if you do want to slow this one down, you can, this is the motion as you walk, as you would be going in a still slow fashion. And you can almost have a little pause between it to start with, just to kind of feel yourself dragging that foot back up underneath you, and then gradually quicken the cadence in place, and then start moving forward. And try to remember using your arms. The more you use your arms, the quicker it's going to make you move without even really doing anything significant. So if you remember last week, we combined the A skip with the scissor drill. So now we're going to combine the B skip with the scissor drill, which is definitely going to be one of the more challenging ones, but I think it'll be a good thing to try today. So grab a little drink if you just finished. Take a little breather, and then set yourself up, ready to begin the drill. So, nice and tall. Take a deep breath. And start out with the scissor motion. And you can take a couple of little scissor steps in between each drill. You can definitely progress this to just doing every step. So one foot is constant scissor and the other leg is just the B-skip motion. But I think for starting out, it's going to be easier to start in the scissor drill. Don't copy that one. And then just take a couple of little steps in between each one. So we're doing this completely single leg. So in one direction you're doing this drill, do your left leg. And then once you stop, turn around, come back doing the right leg. And it'll probably feel a little bit better on one leg than the other. It's definitely natural. It'll probably lean more towards your dominant side. But doing it on your dominant side to get the feel is going to help you kind of improve that weaker side. How's everyone doing with that one? I know it's moving or combining two drills into one. But definitely let me know if you have questions for that one. So we're going to do it one more time on each leg. So start out nice and slow. Pick up the speed on the scissor. And then when you feel comfortable, start moving forward with that B-skip motion. So remember, it's up and then straight out and then back underneath you. And then we'll finish off that one with the opposite leg. So if you started like me on your left, make sure you get your right leg done, or vice versa. Whew. I'm kind of glad it's a little bit cool today. So this is all going to be strengthening your muscles and tendons, especially in your leg. It's just going to get you ready and make you a little bit stronger, just to hold your running form a little bit more or for a little bit longer. And it's also just going to increase some general muscle tension, which is why if you went out for a run right after doing this, your legs should feel a little bit better and a little bit fresh. Just been a really good warm-up and a preparation just to get out there and run. So we'll move on to the ankle dribble. So if you remember, we've done this drill the last couple of weeks. And you're going to be moving forward and just step over your ankle. So good foot position. And you're just going to step over your ankle. So when we say step over your ankle, we just want your foot coming just a couple of inches off the floor, almost as if you're stepping over a tennis ball, a row of tennis balls that's on the ground. So we'll start off with walking on that one. And then once you get into that and you can feel the movement again, we're going to start doing it a little bit quicker. So it's going to feel almost like you're riding a bike. That ankle is just going to keep coming round in almost a circle, and then landing right up underneath you and pushing off. And you want to make that step as forceful as possible. So as you progress and get a little bit quicker, it'll probably get a little bit louder with every step, but you'll feel yourself giving yourself more power with every step. How does everybody feel with this one? I know we've done this, I think, the the third time. I think we've done this one now. So the next one we're going to do is a progression from this. So it's going to be a calf dribble. So the exact same thing, except you're just going to be lifting your foot higher. So you're going to be lifting it to about midway up your calf. So imagine you're stepping over a soccer ball or something, just something a little bit bigger. So the exact same motion, just going to be making that step a little bit higher. So have a little walk through on that one, and then we'll go into doing it a little bit quicker. So you'll feel a little bit like you're kind of mixing a skip with your general running motion. And that's probably a good feeling for this, but it's definitely moving on from an A skip, which is a little bit more exaggerated, to something that's more natural, and something that's ideally going to be more desirable to improve your running form. So we'll do that twice more. And just try and pick up the cadence as you go through each repetition of it. And remember to take pretty small steps in between each one. I started off a little bit poorly there. The steps were a little too big. So you want to move again. Be moving forward really slowly, and just get a good number of good quality reps in with each one. And that is a direct progression from the ankle dribble. And it will take you into, like I said, just a little bit more of a natural running style. Forcing that knee up, getting good extension with your hip, your knee, and your ankle, with everything in line. And just kind of just getting that a little bit closer to where you want to be. So we have, after this one, we are going back to high knees. So we've done this one for a couple of weeks, and I'm sure you've all done this many times in your life. And the point of the high knee is to practice really forcefully driving that foot into the ground, is number one. Number two is just when that leg hits the ground, that it's forcing your opposite leg straight up into the air. So this comes down and then this hip straight up. And again, we're doing all of these moving. So we'll go cover your space in as many steps as possible. You haven't heard me say that one yet, have you? So start out, get into it. So when you're running, all of that energy that propels you forward is coming from your down step into the ground and pushing you forward. And that's really, like what I just said, is what the high knee is trying to allow you to practice. I know people say get your knees up high, get them up high. Sometimes it's like a record kind of stuck on repeat. And it is true, but the height of your knee coming up is really going to be related to the amount of downforce you put into the ground that propels you back up. If you think of the amount of power you can force into the ground by stamping versus just throwing your knee up in the air, it's far greater pushing down into the ground and getting that rebound effect. We're going to do it once more. Hopefully you've caught your breath a little bit more than I have. So we'll start out slow, start getting a little bit more forceful. And then just walk back to where you are. Avoid the temptation to sit on your couch, lie on the floor. It's kind of what I want to do right now. And we're going to do that once more. So, nice and tall, deep breath. Get yourself settled, and off you go. And when you feel your form starting to break down, is when you really want to focus in your mind on the key points of driving your foot into the ground, good foot position, and using your arms. So the last two are the same two drills we finished with last week. Leaning against the wall, doing an exchange drill. So this is going to allow us to again practice a powerful part of the running motion. I know it is really tough to move forward, to not move forward too fast. And that's where you really have to be strict and think to yourself about making that really small step. And doing it in such a small space is a little bit beneficial because it kind of encourages you to get as many reps in as possible before your space runs out. If you go and do this on the track like you would in more regular times, and you have the whole 100 meters straight, it can be really easy just to knock out too many reps over such a long distance just because you're taking a big stride. When you could just get that same number of reps in on each leg in half the distance, really. So the exchange, we're going to lean into the wall. There'll be one leg up. And then, if you remember, this one comes down, up, and then back up. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to pause in that position. So that's the motion. But we're going to do it a lot more forcefully and powerfully than that. So up, pause, hold it for a second. And we're going to do 5 on one leg. And then we'll switch to the other. So straight into your opposite leg. And I definitely struggle with that a little bit more in my left leg. I feel like I'm not anywhere near as forceful or getting that energy return that I am on my left leg doing that than I am from my right. So we're going to do that once more on each leg. So 5 reps on your right leg, 5 reps on your left. So lean into the wall. Remember, a good little pause just to get yourself set, and then we'll go to your other leg. And try to do what I guess one thing I'm doing wrong there, and it's really easy to do, is to move towards the wall. So you want to ideally keep your feet in the exact same place. So a good thing to help correct that would just be to put a little mark on the floor as a visual reminder of this is where my feet need to be. So the final rep, just got to catch my breath. But this is definitely goes from some specific running drills to also feeling a little bit more like a workout, which is not a bad thing. So the last drill is going to be the continuous exchange. So into the wall, and you can start on either leg. And we're going to do 5 on your left leg, 5 on your right leg, but just all the way through. So no pause on this one. So when you're ready, and then take a little bit of a break. Not very long. We'll go back into it. Again, take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to go straight back in. So we do want to cause a little bit of fatigue here, because the only way we're going to start to feel ourselves break down is when we get tired. So straight back in, and we're going to do it 2 more times. You can even do a little hold in between. And then do your last set. And that is the drills today, a little bit shorter than, or a couple less than we did last week. But we're going to keep adding in some progressions every week to the point at which, no problem Albert, we're going to keep adding some drills in every week until the point that we can go through one entire session towards the end of this series. And then you'll have a workout session that you can go to your local park or your track and try out yourself. Please let us know if you have any questions. We really do appreciate you joining us in the morning for so early. So getting you ready for a day, getting the workout in and out of the way. So again, thank you for joining us. Let us know if you have any questions, and we really look forward to seeing you next week. Have a good weekend, guys.